Hello and welcome to a new challenge. This time the challenge number 109 by Omid. It's a 4-star difficulty for a T challenge for 5 stars, but it's fairly simple if you know how to solve it. So let's take a look here. So first this aside. So as indicated with the colors, but you can't work with the colors there, you should group those dates and sales in groups and until a drop occur. So until the sale is less than the sale from before. So here from 99 to 95 there's a drop, and then even from 95 to 52 there's a drop, and also here. So you should do the grouping like it's indicated with those colors, but can't use those colors. So first we take a let function, hand over the arguments, and this time V for date and S for sales. And now we are looking for those drops there. And therefore, we use the drop function and look if S is smaller than drop for an S where the first row is omitted. So here, if there is a true, and then there isn't a drop. If there's a false, then there is a drop. You could also do this the other way around. So if there is true, then there is a drop. You see here the last argument is hashtag NA because you have omitted one row at the top, and therefore for the comparison you have one row less, and therefore we will drop the last row here. So with -1 we drop this NA here, and we have now false and true values there. And we now need to do some more stuff. We need to make this the same length as the argument here, and we will therefore VSTACK a 0 in. And I will also just will erase this later, but for this purpose, you see here where 1 is, there a new row will begin. So here is also potentially a 1. We could also use there 1 there, but I don't do this. So here's a 1, here's a 1, here's a 1, here's a 1, here's a 1. And what we can now do, so minus minus we can put aside because we don't need this for this. We can use the scan function. Initial value is either 0 or 1. We take 1 here. Our array is this array here, and we make lambda A, B, A plus B. And we now have a list of all those values grouped in digit numbers. Because we have here, everywhere where a drop occur, we take +1 with the scan function. Here, so we scan this array, and if there isn't a change, then we take the value from above. If there is a change, we take +1. And therefore here, group 7, you see, is the same as this blue group here. And we can now use the scan function. I will put this here, so G for groups, scan 1 is our initial value, this is our array, lambda A and B, A plus B, G as an output, here, and we have now our groups here. And now, this is a little bit more complicated. So we could do this in 2 ways. We could do this separately, and then, so for example, map unique G in lambda A, and then filter S if G equals A, and then sum this up. So this would be here for the sales. So we sum this up, and then we would also do the same for the, so here in HSTACK, and then map unique G and so on for the groups here. But instead of 2 maps and an HSTACK, I will use the reduce function here. because you know the map function can't output an array that is larger than the input array, but the reduce function can do this. I will also promise to cover some more about the reduce function in the future. I've planned a few videos on there. So first, the reduce function wants an initial value. Here we can use the headers here, either by selecting them or by stacking them together and putting the values in separately. Then our array, here we take the unique arguments of G. So I will show you this in an instance, lambda A and B, and then output B, but put this aside because we don't want to have it here. I want to show you unique from G. So unique G is the individual identifier of those rows here we used with the scan function here. So with unique, we have all those groups there, and we can use this value to filter them inside our reduce function, as we did quite recently with the map function for the total sales. So back in our function, here we have lambda A and B, and we now want to filter. First do only the total sales. We want to filter the sales, so filter the sales if G is equal to B. Now we can close everything, and you will see there's something occurring here. So we are outputting this here because I've forgot to input the sum function. So sum all of this up, and you see there will only be the last value. And to have also the first value, so this value is here, and also the header, you need to input there VSTACK and A. You see here there's an error because we haven't inputted there's something there, but you can see here it's the same as in total sales. And we will now use here the HSTACK function to stack the other thing in, to stack the group dates in. And we will now filter the dates if our group is equal to B, so is like the argument we want to search for. We will now have an error because there are multiple dates here. So here you see we have all the dates because all the dates belong to some of the functions. And therefore, I will use inside here on let function. My argument is f. And now if there is more than one date. So if the rows of this filter we do for every group, the rows of G, is larger than 1. No, I need to, sorry, I want to explain this differently. So for this function runs for every individual character of unique G. So here, this filter here gives out for the first B, will hand out those values here, so these dates. Sorry, these are numbers, and this is the European date, but never mind. We'll hand out you these dates. And now I can look something like, oh, the rows of this is a dynamic function, is larger than 1, because with 1 we only want to have one of those values here. If it's larger than 1, I need the first thing of this dynamic array, so take here the first row, then do an minus in between, and take also the last row with -1. And therefore we will get those values. I will format this also in the function there. Otherwise, take only the first row or the last row, never mind, because both are the same. So, and therefore I need those filter value here, and I need it more than once. I will use the let function here inside here, because I need it more than once, and this will make the function shorter. So if rows from f for my filtered thing here is larger than 1. Then take from f the first row, minus in between and the last row. Otherwise I can output f, close brackets, and you see here it's grouped like it should be, but without the proper date formatting. Here you see this is correctly formatted as states, but in the European format, because I'm on standard rise on the European format, but we can now group this also, or format this also with the text function. Text and the format code is, in my current language, it's the/m/j. Also for this text is, so for that text d/m/j, close brackets, and for this also text so here the format code is also d/m/j. But I've lost there something. If nothing, then output G. I've done an sorry. No, there must be more errors. Sorry, this should be right. No, it wasn't the code. I want to output F instead. So there's an error here because at least there need to be at least 4 J's, I think. Is this the current one? No, what's wrong with this? Never mind. Oh, but sorry for that. I just saw we can do this formatting thing also before with our filter, because our filter is only dates. So we can use here the text function and format things properly. Oh yeah, I see. This format code isn't used in German, yeah, for sure. It's done with points here, and it's not D, it's T. Can this be done with slashes? Oh yeah, sorry. So my European format code is T/M/JJJ, but you would be on the American format code would be the/M/YYY. Will not work with me, but will probably work with you. So, and here we have our function. It's the same as in the sheet, not at all, but most of the same, only with the formatting is a little bit different because I'm on the European format. But never mind, you saw you can use this dropping and there for the scan function to make those groups, as I've did, and then you have probably 2 map functions or use the reduced approach to then create this this table here. Also quite cool is to use this let function here inside, because I need to use f here 4 times, and this will make it shorter than to use than to input there this function here every time I use f here. Otherwise, I think the challenge is done this way. I've posted the comment as I've said before. Also, other cool solutions by other guys. Take a look at the at the post from Omid, and also if you want, give this challenge a try or take a look at the other videos on my channel. Thank you for your attention. I hope to see you with the next challenge. Bye.